Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my August favorites and unfavorites. I have a couple products here as well as another book series I want to share with you guys. But I do want to kick off things a little bit differently. I'm actually going to do my unfavorites first this year because I do have first this month because I do have a couple. So the first is actually a foundation. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, and this is in the shade Light 2. This was too dark for me, so that might have been one of the reasons I didn't like it. As you guys can see, that's super dark. But I did actually try this before I went to the beach and then when I got back right after, and even though it matched me, this to be like a mousse foundation, I thought it was going to be like more lightweight, but this is very, I feel like, light to medium coverage. I feel like it looks really heavy, it feels really heavy, it just doesn't feel good on my skin. It causes me to get oily super quickly, and overall I don't like it, which is a bummer because I'm getting ready to do my best foundations for oily skin, and I've only found one drugstore foundation that has lasted on my skin this past year, and I don't know, I was really disappointed I didn't like this, so maybe I'll keep it and kind of try it in the winter time when my skin isn't so oily, but as of right now, this is definitely a unfavorite. Next is a mascara. This is a sample mascara. This is the Lorac Pro Plus Fiber Mascara. First off, I'm not a huge fan of the initial wand. It's like an hourglass kind. No, it's not. It's like smaller from the top. I don't know what kind of wand you describe this as, but for it to have fibers in it, I thought it was going to make my lashes look very voluminous, very like lengthened, but this was just average for me. I didn't feel like it did anything for my lashes. I just felt like it was just, like I said, average, and I definitely don't want to pay like $20 some for like an average mascara. Alright, so next is an eyeliner, and this is the NYX Treasure Lee liner, and this one is in the shade Pitch Black. Now, I purchased this a while back because Kathleen Lights talks about this and she loves it. When she puts it on her waterline, she says it lasts all day, it's nice and black. But this, for me, like, I can't get any color to come off on my lash line. I've even taken it and gone like this to see if maybe that was like a weird coating on top. And I get pigmentation off on my hand, but I don't get any pigmentation on like my actual like waterline. Like you guys can see, I mean, well, it's not too black, but it's just, I don't know, it's just average. I don't like it, and it just sucks. Alright, last two products. This is a skin kind of product. This is the Wet n Wild Micellar Cleansing Water. I don't like this because yes, I get micellar waters are supposed to be gentle, but most micellar waters will remove my eye makeup. This I have to I feel like scrub and dig at my eyes, and I don't like doing that. This is just, like I said, I think it's probably one of the worst micellar waters I've ever tried, and I've used about half of it. I actually will even try to remove swatches with this now, and it doesn't even remove swatches on my hand as well as like other micellar waters have. Definitely not one of my favorite products. And then lastly, this is from Clinique, and I mentioned I would update you guys in one of my favorites videos how I was feeling about this. This is the Pep Start Double Bubble Purifying Mask. Chin NXO recently did a video about this, and she said she liked it, so if you guys maybe want to see like her opinion and how she uses it, definitely check her video out. But this, for me, I just feel like doesn't do anything. It doesn't really prep my skin because I don't feel a difference. I don't think my moisturizer goes on better, or my primer, my foundation. And I feel like it still leaves like this weird film on my skin, and it feels weird. It hasn't caused me to break out or anything, but I feel like it does nothing for the price. And I don't like that weird like film on my skin that this leaves. So I still, like I said, I'm not a fan of that. And yeah, alright, so that is it. Now on to the favorites. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the book series. So this is by Marie Lu, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And you guys know I just read her other series, the Legend series, which is so good. This is really good too, so I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't read it, but it's the Young Elite series, and this is the first one. And then you've got the Rose Society, which is the second one. And then you've got Midnight Star, which is the last one. And I felt like her last series ended really sad, in my opinion. And this one was sad too. I'm just like, I want to read a book with a more happy ending in it. But this is really good. If you're someone that likes more of like, this is kind of based on, I feel like, more back in like the gods time when there was like Morpheus and stuff like that. That's kind of what this is based around. Like, not that exact time, but they have a lot to do with this novel. And it's really, really good. And it's one of those that it's good, but there's so many sad things happen. Like in the book, one of the main characters, I feel like, dies, and you do get to read different points of views, but the main the main character is like, again, the female lead character, but you do get to read like other people. It's like one of those that kind of jumps from person to person, but not like a lot. It's not confusing, and it's so great. So if you guys haven't read this series, I would definitely recommend it. Alright, now on to foundation. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. I have the shade Cashmere 06. I love this foundation. Like when I first initially apply it, I think that it can almost look a little dry on my skin, which is weird because I have oily skin. But it's like by the time I finish the rest of my makeup and set this looks gorgeous. And it's also one of those foundations that I feel like the longer I wear it, the better that it looks. I like the coverage because I definitely think that I can get really light coverage of it, or I can get more of like medium to full coverage with this. It's kind of like I said, depending on how I feel that day or what I want. I like how it works with a sponge better. I do think that the sponge soaks up a lot more of the product. Again, I don't want to talk too much about this because you guys will see a review, but I actually have really been enjoying it. Now next is two more lip products, and are these new? Because they're new to me. My Rite Aid was stocking these. This is the CoverGirl Melting Pout Gel Liquid Lipstick, and I only got two shades. I got 120, which is Tangelo, and then 150, which is Raspberry Jelly. These remind me of like the Too Faced melted, not melted mattes, but like the melted longwear liquefied lipstick. They're like that consistency where they're not matte, they're more like shiny. The shade Tangelo is my favorite, and I love the applicator with this because I feel like it doesn't get super dirty like the Too Faced ones does. But I like these because, again, if you're someone who has more like dry lips, you'll definitely like these because they're that more glossy finish. You definitely want to wear a lip liner. This has been my most worn shade. I haven't really started wearing this one as much except probably for like the last 2 weeks of August. But I want to include it because I do like it. This one though, you don't get like full pigmentation. I use MAC Rebel underneath this to definitely get better pigmentation because I feel like this one can be a little bit patchy where it's more like that deep color, but it's still a gorgeous color and I do really like it. But like I said, I definitely feel like they benefit from lip liner because they can feather a little bit if you don't use a lip liner with these. Alright, last lip product I have is actually a Buxom, what is this? I think this is a polish. Yeah, this is a full-on lip polish, and this is in the shade Sugar. This comes from a collection I had last year, and I'm just now getting around to like using these up. But these are so incredibly pretty. They're so shiny. They are sticky, so I feel like if you don't like sticky, go for their creams. They're not like sticky, but they're also one of those lip glosses that doesn't have a lot of like color pigmentation, which I like. I don't like glosses that are super pigmented. I like them to be a little more sheer, and this is just so glossy. It makes your lips look nice and plump, and I feel like Buxom has like my favorite like lip gloss products. Like I said, I would definitely recommend this one. Alright, we're almost done. So I want to talk about the Lorac palette. I actually really like both of these. I feel like a lot, well, I love this one. This one I like, I guess you could say. So this is Desert Sunset, which you guys should probably have already seen these reviews, but I love this. This shade right here is my favorite in the palette, and this one. So this is Mirage and Illusion, and they're just so incredibly pretty. If you guys can see that because they were so light. But they're so gorgeous. I think the colors blend really well, and I mean, I love the original formula, so of course I love these. But the unzipped one, I like. The only colors I don't like are two colors that I wish had a lot of pigmentation, and it's Mother of Pearl and Saltwater. And these just don't have the best pigmentation, but the rest of the colors blend really well. Like I thought this shade was going to be kind of patchy, but it's not. It blends really well. It builds up. It's just, oh, it's so nice. I just love Lorac eyeshadows. But like I said, I feel like if you had to choose between one palette, get the other one, because these two shades right here, you just don't get a lot of color pigmentation from. And then I do have another palette. This was for my birthday. This is from Ulta. This is the Happy Birthday palette by NYX. And I hate mentioning stuff like this because, again, I feel like you can't get your hands on these. Not everyone can. But I love these for a more lighter look. The pigmentation, I'll admit, is not the best from the shimmer shades. But from the matte shades, they are really nice and pigmented. But I like these because I feel like I can go for like a very light, everyday kind of look with these, while still getting like a hint of color. It's really weird because usually I like my eyeshadows to be super pigmented, and the matte ones are, and the matte ones blend really well, but more of like these shimmer shades right here are not like the most pigmented, you know, products that like I've ever used or anything. But I really like this palette, and then if your birthday was in August, I hope you were able to get your hands on this because it was really good. Alright, lastly, I have two more products. So the first one is this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black Bean. I have been using this as a base for my eyeshadows, especially like my deeper looks. I've been playing around, of course, with fall makeup because, I mean, we're basically in fall, because I feel like if it gets below 80 degrees, I consider that we're in fall. But it's just really pretty. It's a nice base. These are super affordable. They're creamy. They blend out really nicely, and I highly recommend them. Then lastly is a palette that I didn't initially like when I bought because the shades just don't work on my skin tone. This is a Smashbox Spotlight palette in Pearl. And I know this is supposed to be for more like fair light skin, but like this shade right here to me pulls super, super yellow. And this shade is just too dark. But this middle shade, which is the shade, what would this be called? Crank It Up Pearl, is gorgeous as an eyeshadow. Like, I have used this so much this month as an inner corner highlight, as an eyeshadow over the lid, and an eyeshadow topper. I think it's just so incredibly beautiful, and I love it. And again, congratulations to Casey for, you know, working with Smashbox and creating those palettes. So, oh wait, that's not the last thing. All right, the last thing is actually this eyelash curler, and this is from Shiseido, I believe it's how it's pronounced. I like this. Tweezerman has a really good one as well, but this gets really close to that lash line. It really lifts the lashes. It does an amazing job at curling them. I definitely agree with people when they're like, you know, you need a good eyelash curler because like you can definitely tell the difference. I feel like with cheaper ones, you're really like, you know, going like this. This, you don't even have to squeeze that hard, and it just curls your lashes really nicely. And yeah, I definitely think that this is worth the splurge. I'm thinking it's like $20 some, but I completely think that it's worth it. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. That is all my favorites for the month of August. As always, I would love to know your favorites down below, and thank you guys so much for watching.